If you have a question for Antonio, go ahead and raise your hand. Let's start with Jonathan, please.
Jonathan Ramlicon, 5 Reasons Sports. Antonio, although you're the number 1 seed, this division brings a lot more finishes than most. With that, do you feel like you need to chase a finish, or do you think you're going to let the fight come to you?
I think I should see what fight gonna present, for sure I'll look for a finish, but I don't want to force it. So let's see what's gonna present, and for sure I'll be there to take it.
Awesome, man. And you still have yet to take a loss here in the PFL. What do you feel like has been the biggest reason for your success here?
Man, I think a lot of things together, to be honest, not just one thing, like the going up for 205 was definitely a good decision, I fighting with no pressure, my mind, you know what I mean? I think I'm just living a good moment in my life too. We found the right way to train, that really fits for me. I think everything that we've been like working in the gym, is working out at the cage. So I think that's it, a lot of things together though.
Awesome, my man. Hey, appreciate you and good luck this Friday.
Thank you so much, man. Let's go.
Benjamin.
Hey, Antonio. Bumping elbows with the best. Recently, we saw you hanging out with Neymar Jr. How was that? And have you known him for a long period of time, or was that your first time meeting him?
Oh, yeah, we always played together, we got a good friend in common. We have a lot of friends in common. And we always play like Counter-Strike together, you know what I mean? I love Counter-Strike. He loves it too, play some poker before. And so we always playing something together. And was, man, really nice, he's a big star and a great human being. So it's always great to be with him.
Now, the D4U brand does exceptional work for thousands of immigrants. Can you detail what it means to represent them and all the other immigrants on the biggest stages of MMA?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
So you work with the D4U brand, which I believe does immigration work and green cards for athletes and different professionals. Can you just detail what it means to represent them and then immigrants as a whole?
Oh, yeah. I truly believe they work, that's why I'm working with him. Now my process, to get my passport, and became American too. And I think this is very important, all the work that they have been doing during these years, making a lot of people like achieve their dreams, like to come here, and a lot of people change their lives, coming to the US, it's a country with a lot of opportunities. Unfortunately, Brazil is not in a good moment, economically, politically talking. So you see a lot of people like trying to move, to US and make their lives better.
Love it. Best of luck, man.
Max. Max, I can't hear you.
I am muted. I'm so sorry about that. How you doing, Antonio? This is Max Going from the Going Live Network. Thank you so much for taking the time, man.
No problem. My pleasure.
Obviously, this weekend, Joanna retired from the MMA game. I just wanted to see if you had a reaction when you found out that news, and if there was anything specific that you were able to learn from her, being around her day in and day out.
I always see her in a great mood. You know what I mean? She just text me on the Instagram, said, let's go, this week. Surprised me. I didn't know she was about to retire. She's a great fighter, great human being too. And I think, she can become a champion again, but I think the desire of become a mother is bigger, and I'm with her, whatever she wants, like I'm with her. I'm going to support her decisions, she's a great, like, training partner, love to be around her.
That's awesome. Yeah, legend of the sport as well, so definitely understandable. And then just to kind of switch topics a little bit about your fight, what do you like about this fight with Bruce, and what do you feel you have to neutralize in his game to get the victory?
I think it's a great matchup. He's pretty well-rounded. He's pretty good in Muay Thai. I think his background is Muay Thai. I think but he also have some submissions on his cartel. So I need to be careful in every aspect of the game. You know what I mean? So will force me to give my best. Whatever happens, like I need always to be attention and give my best inside the cage. So he pushes me to to my best.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, champ, for the time, and good luck on Friday.
Thanks, man.
Salvador.
Hey, Antonio, Sal Garcia with Punchu Media here. Having finished 3 of your last 5 opponents, you've really solidified yourself as one of the best light heavyweights in the world. How much confidence do you bring going into the fight, knowing that you've consistently showcased your talents at the highest level?
Oh man, yeah, this is good. That's something that changed on my mind too. I'm feeling a lot of confidence now. Especially after the belt. After a tough fight against actually all this road in MMA gave me a lot of confidence. I learned a lot, and I think I feel the way of winning. I think I said in the past, like, not forcing things, but let things present itself, and don't let these moments, like, let it go. You know what I mean? I think I don't know, something changed in my mind last year. I think changing the way helped me a lot with this, because I think the diet, a strong diet messes with your emotional and stuff, and now I'm feeling like way happier, confident, and ready for the fight.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to read you a question from Jerson Montesino from LLO and JMC Productions.
Right.
Once again, you're fighting a Brazilian. How emotional or special is it for you to keep defending your legacy and the road to a back-to-back finals against your fellow countrymen?
Doesn't change much, actually. I fought a lot of nice guys in this role. If you see here, it's a great environment. You ended up like finding the guys in the breakfast, in the lunch, whatever. And everybody's cool with each other, either Brazilian or not. So doesn't change much. Actually, I get my goal. My goals. And my achievements. I know I want to become a champion again. So to be honest, does not change much for fighting, another Brazilian or whatever he's from.
And who do you believe is the biggest threat for your back-to-back $2 million?
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot of tough guys, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell because all of them, they're all tough, The first guy that comes to my mind now is Brucey, because my next fight.
All right. Daniel, please.
Antonio, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. What a nice place here.
Yeah, you enjoying yourself?
I love it.
That's great to hear. Atlanta has a long history with classic fights. Rashad Evans versus Chuck Liddell, Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway, even Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum. Is it exciting for you to fight in a place like this where MMA is truly loved and appreciated?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like we in front of like the parking here. There's a lot about like the Olympic Games and stuff. So it's a pretty good environment,
Antonio, you've been fighting for almost 10 years and you've barely taken any damage. You've got such longevity in this sport. Do you give a lot of that credit to your jiu-jitsu style?
Definitely, yes. You don't get hurt a lot, huh? During the training, jiu-jitsu, or during a fight, when you take the guys to the ground, it's hard for the guys to like find some space to beat me. And my, I think my whole game is kind of like make me safe. I'm not the guy who brawls, who goes like in a dog fight, whatever, I trying to keep it technical, you know what I mean? And once I'm in the ground, uh, it's hard for somebody to make damage, if you're in the bottom.
Now you're fighting at 205 pounds these days. Everyone knows you used to fight at 185. You're not cutting as much weight as you used to. You've been enjoying some picanha at the Brazilian churrascarias, my man.
Definitely, man. I love picanha. I love churrasco. The Brazilian barbecue is like I just love it. I think meat is like churrasco is my favorite meal. I think you know what I mean. So for sure, I cannot eat a lot, but I definitely enjoy a little bit of it.
Now, there used to be a time where the UFC was the be all end all. And when someone gets released from the UFC, it's almost like their dream is crushed. You kind of show that, man, there are opportunities outside of the UFC. So what kind of advice would you give to young fighters about taking those opportunities outside the UFC and knowing that they can have a place to fight?
Yeah, man, to be honest, like outside the UFC was even better for me, you can tell, right? So just keep going, man. Believe on your dream, believe that you want to achieve something. UFC is like, for sure, it was great for me in some point. There is a lot of media, behind it. I think the most famous, event, but there is a lot of like another great events, like PFL for me is even better than UFC, way better, in every respect, to be honest. And man, for these guys who leave UFC or think it's done, man, it's not done at all. You know what I mean? Like, keep training, keep believing, and that's it. Let's go.
And lastly, I have a bit of a personal question. So obviously, you're one of the most well-respected black belts in all of MMA. Now, I just recently got promoted to purple belt. What kind of advice would you give me to just stay the course and keep going to eventually one day be a black belt like you?
Oh, congrats, man, by the way.
Obrigado.
Bro, I think it's like train smart, do a lot of drills. I think drills make me a lot better, yeah, I think drills is the key, and be surrounded by good people, nice training partners. This is definitely going to help you out a lot.
Thank you so much, man, and best of luck this week.
Thank you, bro.
Jim Barcelone.
Thank you, champ. I'm just curious, curious for you. What's it like that first fight that you had in that card was amazing. This is exceptional too. What's it like being on this card? Not only your fight, but the other fights too. And the ATT guys on this card. My gosh.
There's a lot of ATT guys, and 5 guys, I think. 5 guys, yes.
What are your thoughts of this card and your fight coming up?
Man, I think it's a great card, sadly, I'll be like warming up for my fight. So fortunately, I won't be able to watch, all the fights. I'd love to, but for sure I'm gonna watch it like after the event. It's really great, especially like the environment that we created here. The energy is pretty good because there's a lot of bodies here. A lot of friends in here. We all training together. We all supporting each other. So this is really great for us. Emotionally, this is just perfect.
And champ, what is it like comparing last year going into this year, as far as just training, preparing, dealing with everything as a champion? Has it been a little different or about the same?
No, it's different for sure. Coming here as a champion is always like a big thing, it's always different. I'm more confident, I get used to the PFL system, how they work, like fighting like every 2 months. I think now I get used to that, and I'm way more confident, especially coming here as a champion.
And lastly, for me, Josh is on the card. He's got this great beard too that he has now. I'm wondering what your thoughts of the beard, and also your thoughts of Josh as a fighter.
Oh man, Josh is great. We train together, me, him, Omari, we all train together. He got a great beard, as his dad. He also has it. I rooting for him. You know, I think he's gonna do a great fight. I fought Hamlet too, so we talk a lot of, you know, we talk a little bit about him. Kona also knows him a lot because he studied a lot like Hamlet for my fight, you know, so he knows his, you know, good, you know, good and bad sides, you know, where he can find the way to the victory. So I am excited for this fight too, you know.
Yeah, as you would know, you beat Hamlet on your way to that championship and $1 million. Congrats, champ. Go get him.
Thank you so much, man. Let's go.
Awesome. Thank you, Antonio.
That's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys.